Hello there, welcome to the Worldwide with You channel. In this video, I am going to be sharing 5 easy ways for you to learn about a new culture now. But before I get started, I just wanted to thank you so much for clicking on this video. The Worldwide with You channel was started to talk about different cultures and different countries. If you like that sort of a content, which it seems as if you do since you clicked on this video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I post videos twice a week. So in this video, as I mentioned, we are going to talk about 5 easy ways for you to learn about a culture, any culture in the world whatsoever. Today, you don't need to travel. Yes, traveling is great, but in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 ways that you can learn about any culture wherever in the world you are and wherever the culture is. Okay, so the first tip is to be aware that there's so many countries in the world. That is why I have this image here showing all the different flags and, different countries that's in this world. It sounds really simple and it's like a no-brainer, but there's a lot of people out there who don't know that there's so many countries in the world. In fact, as of the date that I'm making this video, there are 195 countries in the world. And this image here, which I really love, is showing you what those countries are. So you have countries that we all know, such as the United States, Canada, Russia, Australia, but there are other countries out there such as the Chad, you have Sudan, you have Niger, you have Mexico, a lot of people know about, you have Mongolia, Kazakhstan. You need to be aware that there's a lot of countries out there because you don't want to be in a situation where someone tells you, I am from the Chad, and you are totally confused, you're not sure what the Chad is, and you've never heard of that country. The other benefit to knowing that there's a lot of other countries out there and the names of those countries, and if possible also the location, is that being aware that there's these countries in other places of the world will open up your eye to the fact that there's a lot of other cultures in the world that you also can get familiar with. So that is my first tip. It sounds very, very simple, and it is simple to do, right? All you need to do is go on Google, type what are the countries of the world, a list will come up for you, an image will come up for you, and you can start familiarizing yourself with what these countries are. There's Mali, there's Sierra Leone, there's Malaysia, Indonesia, Iran. I am just calling some of the names that I see here. So my next tip is to use the World Wide Web, which is at your fingertips, to get familiar with the world. Traveling is great. It would be nice to go to all the countries of the world, over 190 of them. But, depending on your situation, that is not always possible. So that is why I strongly recommend to use the World Wide Web to get familiar with other countries. It's actually the reason why I named this channel Worldwide with You. There's so much information about other countries that you can learn just by, watching YouTube videos of, people traveling to other countries, or, watching, a lot of these countries, they have like their own television stations, and here on YouTube those television stations are there and you can take a look. As part of this video, I am going to link down some of some really great resources that I think you can use to get familiar with other countries. You don't need to travel. There's some really great YouTubers out there that does videos about other countries, so I will link that down below as well. Check out these channels, guys, and please subscribe as well. I think these are really great channels that exposes you from the comfort of your home to other cultures and other places. My next tip is to stop thinking that your culture is superior to other cultures and instead have a mindset of appreciating other cultures. This is a pet peeve of mine, and I think this is something that stops a lot of people from appreciating other cultures. When you come across a culture, instead of picking it apart, thinking, okay, how is my culture better than this other culture? Appreciate it for what it is. Yes, there may be practices that they have that doesn't sit well with you, but don't immediately start picking it apart. You're not doing yourself a favor, and you're also not doing the culture a favor. As well aware, there are Christians out there, Muslims, African Americans, Asians, Indians, Mexicans. There's a lot of cultures out there. So instead of trying to figure out how your culture is more superior, appreciate these other cultures. See what you can learn from them. If anything, see how your culture is similar to these cultures. It reminds me of a verse from the Quran, I am Muslim, and it said that I made you different so that you can recognize each other. If we were all the same, we would not be able to tell each other apart. So think about cultural differences as a way for us to be able to recognize each other and recognize other people's cultures. And please, please, please stop thinking that your culture is better than someone else's culture. And I think that the more that you expose yourself to other cultures, the more that your mindset that your culture is superior will slowly over time gradually go away. So again, this is one, I guess, positive to exposing yourself to other cultures. You will become more culturally aware, and over time, you'll stop thinking your culture is superior. My next tip is, so please stop thinking that traveling a lot means that you are more culturally aware. Yes, traveling a lot is great and it definitely helps, but if you are not able to travel a lot because of whatever your circumstances, you can still be just as culturally aware as other people. There's a lot of ways to do this. YouTube is a great resource. You can go on the internet, you can watch documentaries and really expose yourself. I think what is more important is having the interest and the curiosity to look for this information. So for example, recently I became very curious about Greenland and how people live there, and I was actually able to find like a television station. They have a YouTube channel and I've been checking that out, and I read up on Greenland on the internet. So please stop thinking that to travel a lot means that you are going to be more culturally aware. If you travel to other people's country and you don't have the right mindset, you are going to come back home not really knowing too much, not taking a lot from the experience. So yes, it is great to travel, but if you're not able to travel because of your circumstances, not everyone can afford to travel, that's fine. You can definitely use the internet, use tip number 2 to be just as culturally aware and know what is going on out there, know the other countries of the world, know different types of cultures, so that you are prepared if you were to meet someone new. And on that note, guys, I'm actually going to link down a couple of great YouTube channels that I think really exposes you to other cultures and other countries. Please check the description down below and check out those channels. Okay, so we've made it to the end of the video, and my last and final tip is, and this one is going to be a little bit controversial, but my last and final tip is that when you travel to other countries, don't just go to, the popular destinations, the sightseeing places that everyone goes to. This is something that I practice whenever I go to a country. Yes, I'll go to, the popular places, but I don't place so much emphasis on that. If I'm not able to make it to the popular destination, that is fine. I spend a lot of my time, mingling with the people. Obviously, practice safety, but I spend a lot of my time mingling with the people and trying to live, as much as possible with the people in the country, so that I can really understand, okay, what is this country like? What moves them? What drives them? Because, a lot of the time, these popular tourist destinations have been really curated, and they're the best places. They're well taken care of. So if you go to a country and all you do is go to the most popular tourist destinations, you're not really going to get a sense of what the country really is like. What are the people like? So I would suggest that instead of, going to London, for example, and just going to the London Eye, or going to China and going to the Great Wall, or going to the pyramids, try and go to other places as well. Obviously, you've traveled very far and you want to see these places, and there's nothing wrong with that. But also, guys, there is nothing wrong with going to the movie theater, going to a local pub, going to the convenience store because you need to pick up something, watching TV. I always make sure that I watch TV when I travel to another country, because you can tell a lot about a country and the little differences by watching their television. So I always make sure I do this. If you are able, go to the post office and send someone back home a postcard. Try and really live as if, okay, I'm living in this country. And it's through those daily interactions with people that live in the country that you are going to understand, okay, what is this country like? what moves them, what drives them. So this is, this is a tip that's near and dear to my heart, because this is something I practice. When I travel, I don't place a lot of emphasis on going to the most popular destinations. If I can make it, great, I'll try to. But for me, it's more important that I am experiencing the daily life there. And I always watch TV. When you go to a country, always try and watch their TV and see their commercials, their programs, etc. Anyways, guys, so this is the end of the video for me. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I'll be posting videos twice a week. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day wherever you are.